Hey, it's Captain Roger. Let's go for a walk. We're coming up on a quarter of the year that we've spent trying to walk with God every day, which is cool. And as we try to walk through the Bible, I've been spending a little extra time on Gideon, because Gideon's story, the way that it usually gets shared in Sunday school, is a quick lesson that talks about the importance of checking that you're listening to God, and then says everything just turns out okay. That's because the people who write those lessons seem to think that oversimplifying scripture in order to turn it into easy black and white moral lessons is the way to go. These people are wrong, but bless them for trying. Stories like Gideon's are so much more complicated than morality play, which is good, I think, because life is never that shallow. Reality is a lot harder to work out. It's something you need to think about and work through in order to do well, right? Real life is rarely comfortable. And the end of Gideon's story isn't comfortable either. Remember how Gideon has been so reluctant to get up and go fight? Well, as he and his men hunted the Midianites, they asked for help from others who refused out of the same kind of fear and reluctance that Gideon felt. But that just made Gideon mad. And after defeating the enemy, he punished his neighbors for not being more helpful. And that's not all. After following God to victory, Gideon went ahead to chase down the enemy, something God didn't ask him to do. He cut them down, he captured and paraded their kings back to his home, and then he executed them. Again, not something God asked for. And the plunder that he and his men took from the fallen enemies included royal robes and trappings from those kings. Even though Gideon said he wouldn't lead Israel as a king, he then took those symbols of royalty for himself, and he built up a harem and had lots of children, including one who he named Abimelech, which means, "My father is the king." This sounds like a guy trying to build a dynasty, doesn't it? He also had everyone chip in some of the looted treasure to make this beautifully adorned set of ritual clothing that he proceeded to set up in a center in the middle of Israel, where they worshipped it as a god rather than sticking with the Lord who had saved him. In his pride, Gideon forgot where his success came from. Now, why does this story make me uncomfortable? Because frankly, I suck at humility. And I don't have anything in my life that wasn't either given to me by God or earned by using the gifts that God gave me. But how easy it is to forget and think that I got here on my own, even though I never would have even thought to walk this way if God wasn't leading. Just like Gideon. Walk carefully, my friends. Don't let your pride get the better of you. Grace and peace to you all. I'll see you tomorrow.